Hi, my name is Lauren. I am from Canada, but my family now lives in Michigan. I moved from Canada when I was 6, and yeah. So living in Canada and now living in the States, it's not really that different, um, except like in Canada they really like maple syrup, and kind of like in Michigan it's kind of like a luxury thing. But like in Canada, you can find maple syrup anywhere, and like people literally drink it. But yeah, it's like overly like priced in Michigan, and yeah, and not like much is different. The most different thing growing up, well, the hardest thing for me when growing up was definitely because I moved when I was like learning how to write and everything. So the most different like thing for me was like for like adding U's at the end of things. So like for instance, color, like in the States people spell it COLOR, but in Canada we spell it COLOUR. So it was kind of difficult changing my mindset to fit more of the States like education. For food, there was a difference because I just remember growing up, I would go to my grandma's house and she'd make Kraft mac and cheese and hot dogs. And that is a thing in the States, but like it's like a bigger deal in Canada, so that was kind of different. And also poutine is also a huge thing, like is like I don't know, you could find it anywhere. I'm trying to think of like a food that's like very common in the States. I don't know. Like it's kind of like pizza. Like you can find pizza everywhere in like the States, but you can really like it's the same thing. Like you can find poutine anywhere in Canada. So yeah, and we like everyone in my family really misses it. So that's like the biggest food difference between the States and Canada. Another big difference between the States and Canada is definitely temperature and speed limit. Like I remember my parents still do this. They still go under the speed limit because it's like in kilometers instead of like miles. And yeah, and the reason why I moved here is because of my dad's job. It was expanding into Michigan, so they have a branch in Detroit, and my dad fixes exercise equipment, and he's like in charge of doing like fixing exercise on the west side of Michigan. So that's why we reside in Grand Rapids.